let's do pronunciations. Yay! Oh, can I make myself full screen? That is a great question. Fit to screen. Then I'll turn off the overlay. Okay. There I am. With a little bit of Witcher in the background. That's visually confusing to a deep degree, especially if I bump the table a little bit. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Made myself nauseous there. So, here are some names. Now, let me read this list of words. And I will not sing Tinker Tanner. Right? I cannot. I mean, there's no tune for it right now. How about this? I will offer you that. If we beat Cards Against Humanity, I will sing a song here on the stream. I'll be full of happiness and delight, and I will sing on the stream. I don't know what I'll sing, but I'll sing something. Big one is the dangerous one, the one that, you should not say out loud. Cathay. That's the creature in the Fae. Main character, name is Kvothe. 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 Right? Adem, and the country they live in is Ademre. Now, Shaldish is hard. The language they speak, like Simon and Master Kilvin, are Shaldish. The country they are from, some people pronounce it the Shald, or similarly they can be Shaldish or Kealdish, in the same way that, like, people say, oh, it's the Boston Celtics, except the people are Celts, and so some people say Celtics. Are they the Celtics or the Celtics? It's a regional variance. So they speak Siaru, and they are Shaldish or Kealdish. It's more complicated than you might think. Tempe is Tempe is the name of the that first Adem mercenary that he meets. It's Devi. Devi is the loan shark, the Gaelet. Although Davy is also permissible and understandable there. It's actually a very well-established Indian name. It's a female Indian name. I didn't know that. I thought I made it up. A lot of times I make up unique names and they turn out to be real names in other countries. Although in India, it's actually a little bit of a TH sound. And so it's Tavi. A little bit. I don't speak any languages other than English. The troopers, Kvothe's people, are called the Edemaru. The city where he is an orphan boy is called Tarbean, not Tarbine. Sorry. If you were to, kind of go up to somebody in the Four Corners world and speak to them colloquially, and you wanted to say, "Hey, brah, what's the haps?" or something not awful, but similarly kind of slangy, and you wanted to say, "How's the road to Tinue?" That's how you would say Tinue. Kvothe's mentor in Ademre is Vashet. Not Vashet. Somebody asked about the Latantha. That is Bast's martial art. Heart is the name of the town that Kvothe spends time in. Fand. I have no idea what... I can't remember. Is that another town? Fand More. I think that's a Yiddish word. Eladin. Eladin, I say the Eladin all the time. I assume most people know that. Although a lot of people think Elodin. And you can keep thinking that if you want. That's fine, but it's Eladin. Imri or Imre? You know? Do you call it Toronto or do you call it Tirana? You know, it depends on where you live. Amir, Modeg, Yil, although it does not have an I in it, it is just YLL. And if you were from Yil, you're Yilish. The story that Scarpi tells in the first book is about Mir Teriniel. Telu is the name of the Talin god. Taberlin the Great. Kvoth's semi-pseudonym in the inn is pronounced Coat. It's close enough so that if somebody were to say, you know, because Kvoth or Coat, pretty, you know, so like if somebody's like, hey, Kvoth, and he's like, and he's like, oh, I knew it, I knew you're the him. He could be like, oh, I'm sorry, I had something in my ear. Chandrian. Now, Fella's name is interesting. Again, that's a name I thought I made up. Fellow, his friend at the university, the one that everyone is very fond of. Her name is Fella. Master Hem is the master of rhetoric that Kvoth gives the hot foot to as soon as he comes to the university. Lanray is the name of that mythic figure, Lanray and Lyra. Maedra. Maedra is that thing in that very beginning of when Kvoth tells his story. My name, I've been called this and this and this. Maedra is the name he was given by the Adem. Ari. Also, we will accept Ari. Ari or Ari. For the judges, is that okay with the judges? The judges will accept either answer there. The Aeolian is the name of the inn where he goes to play. Oh man, somebody asked me to pronounce the name of the wind that Kvoth says. The thing is, this is designed to be seen and to give a visual impression, not an auditory impression. I'm going to skip that for now. I'll come back to it at the end. Aleph, just like the Greek or the Hebrew letter. Although honestly, I made up the word Aleph and then found out that it was also the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet, because I made up that piece of the mythology like literally 20 years ago, before I'd studied the Kabbalah as much as I have now. Not that I've gone really deep down that rabbit hole. Aturan, the Aturan Empire is like the big, well, it used to be the folks that controlled everything. Elxadal is the master of sympathetic magic at the university. Traben is the little town that he goes to. The philosophy of the Adem is called the Lethani. His childhood companion and first arcanist instructor is called Abinthy. Ben for short. And Felurian is Felurian's name. Oh, there we go. Ciridae. That top tier of the now defunct Amir. They are the most powerful and terrifying of the Amir. They are the Ciridae. I'm proud of the word Ciridae. The antagonist in the Adem, the one that would happily kill him 18 ways. Her name is Carceret. Caesura is the name of his sword. Caesura is what he calls it, because Kvothe is an arrogant asshole who'll just happily do his own thing. The Senthis Sea is the sea in the middle, of that map. Noir is the town that Kvothe lives in. And so if you say that to yourself, you might learn a little something. He lives right in the middle of that town. Elthe, although it should have an apostrophe in there because I'm sorry, I need to have some words with apostrophes in the middle of them. It is a fantasy thing. No, I did not get names from the Wheel of Time. I read the first 2 books like forever ago, but I've never read all of those. Felurian sounds familiar to you for the same reason that a lot of these names sound a little familiar to you. Like Willem and Simmons names sound like names because I'm super careful to I want the names to sound real. We've all read fantasy novels and there's just like a big key mash full of X's and Y's and and you're like, I am Triskgort from the province of Urixbedel. And I'm like, fuck, man, don't do that to me. I want it to look like a name. I want people's names feel like names. I want them to feel familiar and pronounceable. I'm proud of the name Felurian. The reason it might sound a little familiar to you, depending on how well-read in fantasy you are, is rhythmically in terms of its meter. I'm pretty sure it has a similar anapestic metrical foot to Tenuviel, which the story of Baron and Tenuviel is a big part of Tolkien's mythology. Also Galadriel. And so then you have Felurian. You can see I'm drawing off similar linguistic roots to Tolkien's, because for English speaking and readers, certain linguistic underpinnings are they make us feel and think certain things. They have sort of like weird cultural attachments. Why am I proud of the word Ciridae? Because it's a beautiful fucking word and it implies a lot. Reshi is how Bast pronounces that word. Oh, yeah, and Titania. Galadriel, Titania. Yeah. Amauen. Amauen is how I say that. Also, Anpauen. I don't know if I've ever told anyone what Anpauen means. It's a dirty fucking Fey word. It's like... it's like that's what Bast says when he's like, yeah. I'm proud of Reshi too. That feels very natural and sweet and loving. Initially, the word that he referred to Kvothe as was Kashi, of all things, which of course is a brand of like hippie granola fibrous cereal. So I changed that. I have not already said Vorphalin Renata More, but I just did. So now you get to hear that. Mayor does actually, yes, sound like mayor. Is Reshi an honorific in Jewish lore? That would be cool. I did not know that if that were the case. Yep, Mayor Alvaron. Yeah, Anpauen is it's as dirty as the C word, but it's a little bit more of a straight up invective, like bullshit. Or it's honestly, he says that like when I say motherfucker. It's like I'm so angry, this is the worst, most easily accessible tool in my toolbox. Valeritas is how that is pronounced. I did coach Nick Podell, not directly, but I recorded a bunch of these things. Yeah. The origin of kist and cram. Those are both Shaldish words. They're Shaldish words, but they are in Siaru. The origin of them is that I made them up. Siaru has like a very harsh, kind of like a guttural, there's a lot of fricatives in their language. Lots of K's and V's and F's and hard, sharp sounds. Somebody here says, how do I say maester? I don't. That word is not in my book. Shade absolutely sounds like shade, except the shape of it is different in your mouth. Eloine. Sir Savian and Eloine. Halloween? No, not Halloween. That sounds like a medicine you put on a burn. Eloine. Yeah. I don't say that word very often. Devan Lockhees is Chronicler's real name. Is somebody is screwing with Worldbuilders and Cards Against Humanity, making the totals exactly the same. The Worldbuilders team did not show me the cross stitch that you made for Flidden, but I did see it. I think I saw it on Twitter. That is great. I love seeing your cross stitch stuff. Oh, Rashi is short for a well-known rabbi. Neat. I will do everything in my power to make sure Podell also does book 3 here in the U.S. How do I pronounce Denna? I pronounce it like Denna. Yep, there's... I don't think it's Christ... I don't think it's kissed, cram, and coat. I think it's kissed, crail, and coat. And I think that phrase only gets used once in the book. The Book of the New Sun is probably not behind my head. It's only my books. The Shaldish accent, I did instruct Podell as to like what I would pick for accents if it was to have a This World analog. And I did say Eastern European. I did not say Eastern European Yiddish. I mentioned like Slovakian. Is it somebody's birthday? Is it Adam's birthday? If you are Adam and you are here and it is your birthday, then happy birthday, Adam. Looks like we've got Sinus is the fruit that is mentioned several times. Scrael are the creatures that show up at the beginning of the first book. Celis is the flower that Kvothe refers to several times. And somebody has said, is the plant a vine, a bine, or neither? I do not know what a bine is. So if you tell me that, I will try to answer that question. I pronounce it Alar, or perhaps, Alar or Alar. I'm okay with either one of those. Kind of depends on my mood. Foxen is pronounced Foxen. Reich does rhyme with pike or bike. Rilar. Techum. Techum is the name of that philosopher. So here somebody has said, is it Draci or Dracuses? You're asking me to conjugate those according to either Latin or Greek rules, and the words there there's no Latin or Greek in my world. So can I pronounce Sith? Yes. By the way, I did not steal that from Star Wars. Star Wars, I was first. Usnia, I think I would say. Usnia, yeah. It's Count Threp. The E is silent. Threep? Threppy? No, not Threppy. That would sound goofy as hell. I do give notes for pronunciation to foreign translators and publishers. Oh, wow, that's a obscure reference. Yeah, the Tallenwald, I think, is only mentioned once. So now I'm going to switch back to my other... I'm still feeling really good. Yesterday was a lot of fun. The news about the collaboration with Lin-Manuel Miranda was huge. It was a great day for the fundraiser as well, which, always raises my spirits. So I'm still feeling really good right now. I hope you all have a good night or day or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. And I will see some of you very soon. Tomorrow is date night with Sarah. So we might do a little bit of Witcher, or we might do some other games. I will see you then. Wow. It's been a good evening for us, folks. I was really hoping we'd hit 1 million today. And I was really hoping we'd hit 1 million today. And we have beat 1 million very comfortably.